Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what we'll be discussing is we're going to talk about the Miami Heat and a big question that came after they lost to the Boston Celtics. They lost 4-1 in the 7-game series in the first round. The question that a lot of Miami Heat fans were coming out, and I realize they're probably just trying to find any glimpse of hope that they could have had of, oh, if this happened, or if this happened, this happened. One kind of stuck out to me of what they said. If this happened, they could have beaten the Boston Celtics. The big question that kind of came out of it was, if Jimmy Butler stayed healthy, they were going to win that series. My first reaction was, that is goddamn motherfucking crazy. And then secondly, I was like, well, they got a point, but I still don't see it. So what I wanted to do in this video is I kind of want to talk about if Jimmy Butler was fully 100% healthy and he was there in that series, could the Miami Heat have actually won that series? And I realized the Boston Celtics were scorching hot the entire series. Miami Heat, you saw the way they played. Their offense was putrid, but could have just dropping Jimmy Butler back into that offense been able to be enough to help them win the series. I'm going to discuss it and give my opinion. So without further ado, if you're going to enjoy, as always, make sure you're going to drop a like on this video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, first up, I have this article here. I'll put a link to it in the description below if you want to go check it out for yourself. But basically, it was kind of talking about the Miami Heat after they lost to the Boston Celtics. We all understand how it went. Like I said, 4-1 series win for Boston over Miami. The big thing I want to talk about with this series, it was the big problem Miami Heat had was the entire time. Miami Heat going in the series, we all talked about the battle, the rivalry these two teams have, and what it kind of means and what the games usually look like. Boston wants to come out there, they want to go high pace, they want to score, they want to shoot threes. Miami, they want to slow it down, they want to bruise you, they want to beat you up, they want to make you work for every single shot. Now, in this series, I will say, Miami, they did a good job on defense. They were working at it, they were beating up Boston. They looked like they could have won the series. The problem was they had no offense. Very quickly, I want you guys to look at the schedule for the previous games they played there against Boston. And I want you to take a look at the score of the games they lost. 104-84, 102-88, 118-84, and 114-94. Let's say Jimmy Butler comes back into the game and he still plays. Now, I could pull up Jimmy Butler's regular season average numbers that he put up points per game for the regular season this past season, but I realized there's a difference between regular season Jimmy and playoff Jimmy. So let's just say hypothetical Jimmy Butler goes in the playoffs and he can get out about 25, maybe 30 points a game. Relatively, let's say reasonably, 20 points a game. 20 points a game would have gotten you a chance in some of these games. Here's the problem. The way that Miami was playing, they could not hit a shot with anybody else. So when Jimmy, if he would have realized, hey, these guys cannot hit a shot for my team, he would have just gotten to the point where he would have just taken the ball himself and trying to make every single shot himself. And where it was with Boston, like I said, Miami's defense was playing good. They were hunting. They were getting after it. They were putting bodies to bodies. They were playing aggressive. But with Boston, the way you look at them play, usually you expect it's going to be Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum to be the two guys that attack and just ruin your whole game plan. And 2-3 years ago, even before that, that was the case. Nowadays, you look at their roster. They got guys like Derek White out there putting up 25, 30 points a game. Hell, they got some guys coming off the bench in like Sam Hauser, I think is the name, Peyton Pritchard, and then the guy, the unicorn, the starter center for them, Kristaps Porzingis. He's injured right now, so he'll be back hopefully for the second round. But the way he played in the first round, it's like you couldn't stop him. Like everybody on Boston's team can make a three, even if you got your hand like right in their face. And that was kind of the deciding factor, I think, for Boston, was they couldn't miss a three to save their life. Whereas with Miami, you saw them actually make some three-pointers in the second game. And how many points they score? Like about 109, 110. Whereas with Boston, they can just go off at any point and they're getting 110, 120, 130 points. On a night where Miami just cannot miss three-pointers, they only get about 110. I want to say it was like 111, but correct me in the comments. But like I said, from that article, you can read it for yourself, like I said, if you want to check it out. But they were saying Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, the two kind of main scorers, you could say, and even Caleb Martin, they basically all openly said they were trying to give some contributions. They were doing their thing. Tyler Hero, he was getting about 15 points a game, I want to say. Bam, he was doing everything he could down low. The problem with Miami, though, as well, when you have a guy like Kristaps Porzingis down there bullying Bam Adebayo, when he goes on the bench and say Kristaps stays in the game, and you also have Al Horford still playing for the Boston Celtics, believe it or not, the guy's like 39 years old and he's still playing. Bam Adebayo needed to get rest, and he couldn't go on the bench because Miami doesn't have another center. I think they do, but they don't have another like very skilled center like Bam Adebayo. The best way to put it is like kind of like what the two teams that kind of come to mind, I guess you could say. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they have Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. With the Knicks, I guess another example, they have Hartenstein and I think Mitchell Robinson. The Timberwolves, they got Cat and they got Rudy Gobert. Just a couple of examples to kind of give you an understanding of what I'm saying. So overall, overall, like I said, Miami, they pretty much went into the game series to go in there and bully Boston, just take it to them. They want to slow it down. They wanted they basically wanted the games to end with the final score of the winning team at most every single game to be maybe like 90, 95 points. They played to that. It's just the problem was usually you also have to score. Miami's problem was, like I said, they had good defense, but their offense was shit. And if their offense even was like a little bit better, they could have very well won these games with Jimmy Butler. So to kind of answer the question, like I said, if they had Jimmy Butler, I think it might have given them a chance. They would have had a fighting chance, and then maybe playoff Jimmy would have taken over in the fourth quarters, and they would have had a realistic shot to win these games. Now, am I saying, yep, they're winning this series? Miami would have won the series probably like 4-2, 4-1, or some shit like that? Fuck no. I'm saying they could have probably stretched this to a 7-game series. Maybe. I don't know what it is about Jimmy Butler, but playoff Jimmy is a different animal. I mean, hell, you saw the way he played. He had a bad knee, and he still did some work against Philadelphia in the playing game. But like I said, to kind of wrap it up, if Jimmy Butler was out there, yes, they would have had a chance, but they were not winning that series. If Jimmy Butler, like as we saw, Jimmy Butler not being there, they had absolutely not a shot because the offense was just pure dog shit. Going into next season, I think Miami, they need to make a big emphasis on 2 things. 1, get another big in there to help Bam Adebayo. Get a big in there to kind of like to where if Bam needs to sit on the bench for a few minutes, maybe he's tired, he's gassed, and you need to get somebody else out there. Somebody that can at least keep the same production as what Bam is kind of giving. And then number 2, you got to get shooters. Kevin Love, he's probably going to retire after the season. Tyler Hero can't do it all himself. And like I said, even when Jimmy's out there, your defense and your reputation of just attacking teams and suffocating teams, it's always going to be there, but you need shooters. You saw the way Boston went and rebuilt. They got guys that just can sit in the corner. Nobody seems to fear them because this year was like their first time being legit threats from the 3, and you can just kick it to them and they can take over. If Miami can do those 2 things, they're going to be a legit threat next season in the playoffs. But if they don't do those 2 things, I'm sorry, but Miami ain't going nowhere. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like onto the video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you think Miami would have won the series with Jimmy Butler? Do you agree with me and say they probably would have made it close but not won it? Whatever your opinion may be, leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do poster and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell. Be notified second to post. But without further ado, this has been Down Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.